Now, well, let's start off with breakfast. What are you eating? What's your breakfast of champions?
I'm not a champion, but my breakfast is just oatmeal. Simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oatmeal and what else?
Honey, a little bit, but that's it. Yeah.
Okay. What about bananas, blueberries, strawberries,
Yeah, yeah.
raspberries?
All good things.
But you don't eat them.
Sometimes I eat the blueberries. Depends, because not all fruits are in season in this part of the world. Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes
Okay.
sometimes some parts of the year, you know. Oh, I should also just turn something off actually as well.
Oh yeah. You got your. Yeah, you were too focused on your breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like my
Breakfast.
porridge. Yeah, I like my porridge. I like my blueberries big time. So.
Good.
I guess it's all good stuff, eh?
It is good stuff. I mean, can't argue with that.
No. No.
Yep.
Oh boy, so 1.5 weeks to the big race.
Okay, race number 1 of the year.
First race, 1.5 weeks, 5K. But we're not going to push it. We're feeling good. Remember,
Yeah.
I had that mental breakdown 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, I'm feeling better.
Cool.
Yeah. So again, been following your instructions on the elliptomil.
Yeah.
So Sunday was a big one. 30 minutes elliptical and an hour running. So I think that's 6-minute
Progress.
pace. Eh? So that's solid, and I think we're going to edge that up, right?
Yeah. And the main thing I should say is that after doing that Saturday and Sunday workout, is that when you got to Sunday and Monday, there wasn't any kind of hangover
not on Monday.
effect.
There was no waking up in the morning. There was no extra soreness or anything. So
Yeah.
so it's almost like it's a real small contained,
Mm-hmm.
sort of hopefully final piece of the injury. But it's been a quite a long haul.
Yeah.
Been 2.5 months now. So
For a really not innocuous.
Oh my gosh!
trivial thing.
Well, this just shows you it's not. I mean, for me, it wasn't the running. It was that ice. That's ice skate stuck in the pond, in the crack in the pond, and going backwards. But these things happen. I mean, even on the pathways right now, they're not good.
Yes.
And I've been talking to some of my fellow runners, and they've been slips and falls, and it's just it's a bit of a tough go. So
Yeah.
in a way, I'm not. I mean, obviously, I don't want the injury, but the pathway system, still isn't where I want it. There's still that freeze thaw thing. So anyway, hoping in a couple of weeks, poof, it'll all go and it'll be wonderful. So no, that's good. The marathon season is coming up, right? My gosh, I mean, we're into April, so.
Boston next week.
We got a couple of biggies, right? Boston. What's the date? Do you know the date offhand? Is it next Monday? Is it a week?
Yeah, that's right. This coming
Monday.
weekend.
Oh, I love watching Boston. I always record that and watch that, and then I think so. I guess London's a week later. London is always
2 weeks later.
Oh, 2 weeks later. Okay, so keep an eye on that. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is big time, and of course, you and I are working with our buddy Bernard Onsar.
Ansari.
And we've got that fundraiser on April the 28th.
8th. That's right. Yeah.
To help Bernard along the way to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics for the marathon, right?
Yeah. Ultimate goal.
Yeah, phenomenal. I mean, it's amazing. Just a regular fellow who's working in Calgary with his family, and is shooting for that. He's shooting for an Olympic spot. It's pretty wild, eh?
Yeah, it's cool.
That's super cool. That is super cool. That's
Yeah.
that's good. And I mean, I'm looking forward to my season.
Yeah, I think obviously that first race is coming in like 10 days time. We're just kind of testing you out to see where you're at.
Yeah, I can't go crazy, right?
No, because otherwise we're going to go real.
I don't think I'm going to beat my personal best.
No.
Honestly, do you?
No.
Okay.
It's going to be really good to get you through the race. Back into race mode.
Okay, just
get to the finish line.
Okay.
Feel like you put in a good effort.
Okay, good.
No return of the injury, all that stuff. Yeah.
That's all the key elements, right? Just to kind of
a
bit of a flag, a bit of a stake in the sand, I guess, just to say
here we start.
We're starting. We're getting going. So
exactly.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Any other things happening, Malc, in your world? I mean,
there's kind of different things happening. I coach somebody for the London Marathon, so in 2 weeks, it'll be his time to show what he can do.
Okay, that's
which
good.
is cool. So there's a few things happening, I work developing a product that we have been using ourselves. So we're sort of taking that forward.
Good.
And,
so it's a bit of research kind of stuff, is it?
Yeah. Basically, with any product development like that, especially running tech, you sort of start out kind of deciding what the product's going to do. and then there's a middle phase. You kind of actually develop it. You go away, everyone does their piece, and then there's going to be eventually, which comes in a few months for us, is then data collection. So you kind of validate that the product works, and it works with different types of people, because we create something called a gate engine, which basically understands how runners move, and how to measure the data. But then the problem is at the end is you've got to test it on people that run in a multitude of different ways, right? Because you can't have somebody who has a really strange running gait, and then your piece of technology doesn't pick that up and doesn't understand it. So we'll get to that stage in a few months, I think. Yeah,
this is a season when all the runners are optimistic, aren't they? Let's be honest. Everyone's sort of coming out of winter. Everyone's kind of pumped. They're all, they're all keen. I speak at running rooms, and they're all getting ready for their clinics.
Yes.
Their 5K, 10K, half marathon, and a couple of ultra runners. So everyone's getting excited. That kind of leads into our favourite section, cool. Ask M&M.
Yeah.
And this week, I got an email from Norman in Moose Jaw.
Wow.
Yeah, cool, which brilliant. And Norman says, "Hi Martin and Malc, marathon season is upon us. Is anyone going to break the 2-hour barrier this year? This year.
Wow.
And if so, what will it take?"
Really good question.
So that's a great question, because
how long have we got?
breaking. Well, no, I think we can start on it. I mean, I think that's a multiple question there. You know, I mean, you were actually a little bit involved, I think, in the Breaking 2. I think you had some,
indirectly. I was. Yeah.
Maybe just touch on because Breaking 2 does actually. Remember Breaking 4 was the.
Oh, you're bringing that one back.
Well, that was a while ago. Anyway, but Breaking 2, maybe just a little bit of explanation for the. We can start with that today.
Yeah, one thing I should hit off straight away is that Breaking 2, the project, it's a Nike project basically. Originally, it started off at Adidas, and a guy called Yanis Pitsilidis started something through a guy called Haile Gebrselassie, a project called the 2-Hour Project. That was a few years ago now. That was linked with Adidas, whatever. And then Nike were like, "Hang on a second, we got some firepower here. We can beat these guys at their own game." So Nike brought the firepower, and they started this thing called Breaking 2. And last year, of course, was a critical time. It was March time. There was a test event. Just kind of tested it was possible to do it. And then May was the real attempt, and that was in Italy. And Eliud Kipchoge came very close, 25 seconds.
What I thought, there were 3 runners. One of them came, and he did a 2 hour and 25 seconds.
Yeah, right? Very very close. Within 30 seconds of this achievement. This year, different things have happened. So firstly, a guy called Brad, who ran the project, has stepped aside to do his own thing. Doesn't work for Nike anymore. And so that, inevitably there was a loss of momentum a little bit there, because he was head of the project before. The other thing, of course, is that when you've got someone like Kipchoge, he's got other goals. He wants to win marathons, and he wants to do other stuff. And he wants to break the real marathon record.
Which stands at what now? What's that stand at?
Is it 2 hours, 2 minutes? It's 2 hours, 2 minutes, about 57 seconds.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Which is Dennis Kimetto's record, in 2015. That was in Berlin. Yes, and I have a sort of a link into that because I'm friends with the original record holder before that from 14, which is Wilson Kipsang. And Wilson is like he's still there in the top 3 in the world at the moment. But this year, in terms of trying to go for that 2 hours again, it's not really going to happen this year because there's no real project or people's focus has changed. So the focus of the guys at Nike, that's just kind of gone somewhere else for a time being. And then Kipchoge himself, who's now part of a team that's called the NN Running Team, their focus is a little bit different. They want to hit 2 major marathons this year just to race. And so it's kind of 50-50 if Kipchoge will come back to attempt the 2 hours again, like in the same way, because he's getting old and running out of time, and there's no one else that we have in the world right now. There isn't. I was wondering if there's some up and comer who's. There are people up and coming, but no one is yet ready to do what he was able to do. So, and we saw that with Breaking 2. The other 2 guys, one of them was pretty young. And he didn't do well. I mean, he wasn't ready basically for that challenge. So. At the moment, we may well have a pause before the next. Before the next one, okay. Well, maybe another segment we'll get into,
what it would take. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot in there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But I think I can safely say that the 2-hour record will not be broken this year by me or any other runner. Is that a fair comment?
That is absolutely fair. That is absolutely fair.
So things are looking good still, right?
For you, you might have got a chance.
Anyway, we won't even go there. So anyway, that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see just some of the times this year who...
Yes, it will be. It will be. I mean, it's going to get back to racing and people wanting to win races. The London Marathon, as per usual, has the most incredible lineup of runners every year, and this year's no exception. Nothing against Boston. Boston's an old marathon, that's cool.
I love Boston.
But London smashes Boston every time. The field, the elite field at Boston
is that right?
is nothing compared to London. London
why is that then? That's my question.
The organisers, there's a bit of money involved. Yeah, London has a lot of money.
Yeah,
there is.
That's what I look for, the big money races.
I know, you go to those guys.
Adri.
I mean, why bother?
I don't mess around.
Why run if you don't make? But but London organises as well. The organisers are, very well-known guys, very respected guys who can pull in the big names. The other thing about it as well is the time zone. If you're going to pull top Kenyans and Ethiopians, London's much better because you're within 2 or 3 hours of time zone. Unfortunately, Boston isn't. They've got to cross the Atlantic, and then it's like a bit of an issue. The other thing is Boston's not a legitimate course in terms of setting records and that kind of stuff because it's a net downhill course.
That's right. It isn't an official world record, is it?
No.
That's interesting.
Unfortunately, although it has, and people will know about Boston's uphills, actually the course is net substantial downhill.
That's right.
Whereas London is a legitimate ratified course for records, and is pretty much the second fastest marathon major course in the world right now. So you have a shot at a world record at London, whereas you don't obviously at Boston.
Well, so what I'm going to say is set your PVRs next Monday for Boston. Because we can get that guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Love watching it, and maybe next week we'll chat and just see what the turnout was. It should be an interesting race.
Should be very interesting. Only the shout out to two guys definitely who are down. Their names are down to run. You never know if people actually turn up on the start, but their names are down to run for Canada.
Oh, okay.
Representing Canada.
Oh, who's that then?
So two, I won't call them old, but they've been in the game for a while. Eric Gillis and Reed Coulsey.
Okay, Eric Gillis and
Reed Coulsey. I tip my hat to him because he's been the biggest challenger over the years to the Canadian marathon record, which hasn't fallen for 42 years, but the person that's got very, very close multiple times is Reed Coulsey. So
good. Well, let's keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, keep an eye out for him. He's a pretty obvious character to see visually in the race, so he'll be good.
Good. Okay, Malc, thanks a lot. See you next week.
Cool.